I mean, this has everybody's head spinning on what this could turn into when these two teams eventually play.
Third foul on Mathurin. They will play twice more in the regular season. Anthony Davis turns 32 years old here soon. So AD left in the third quarter. Now, don't know exactly what happened there, but that's one of the concerns. It's been an issue for Anthony Davis over the course of his career, staying healthy. And he had, during the trade, he was dealing with an injury to his abdomen, and that's why today was his Maverick debut. But
going to review the play to see if it meets the criteria for an away from the play foul.
Okay, on Mathurin before the inbound. But that's one of the concerns. Clearly, if you're a Mav fan.
Ball looked like it was in the air as the contact was occurring. Indiana picking up the full court pressure there, trying to do something to cut into this lead before they head to the locker room.
While they're sorting this out, Legs, let's go back to Anthony Davis in Dallas for a moment. How much, when you heard about the trade, and it basically seemed as if the Mavs were targeting Anthony Davis as a player they wanted because there were no discussions with other teams. How concerned are you about that being the centerpiece of your team?
Contact occurs after the ball has been released, so it's just a common foul. It'll be side out to Los Angeles.
The Mavs clearly had an issue with the conditioning and Luka being the centerpiece of their team. What about the health of Anthony Davis being the centerpiece of the new Mavs?
Yeah, well, first, there's no other way to look at this than the Dallas Mavericks were betting against Luka Doncic. And that's really what this comes down to. When you talk about potentially, and you've seen the numbers, $350+ million in a Supermax deal, you know, the injuries that he's dealing with this year, some of the conditioning concerns they've had in the past, they're betting against his ability to win through that. And that's really what it came down to. For Anthony Davis, look, he had some durability questions earlier in his career. He's been great the last couple of seasons with that, and certainly when he plays, he's a great player. But to me, very difficult to justify giving up on a 25-year-old player that it's almost impossible to get into your building in the first place. Once you get him, Dave, you got to keep him.
When you say getting in the building is Toppin hits a three, you mean just find it.
That's what I'm talking about. And it wasn't like he was the #1 pick in the draft and Dallas had that pick that year. They ended up with Luka Doncic in that draft, made the trade, of course, in Atlanta. But once you have a guy like that, unless they saw something that on a daily basis was so egregious to them that they decided to move on from Luka Doncic, I know most of the basketball world found it really incomprehensible that Luka Doncic at this stage of his career could find himself being on another team because the team he was on chose to make that happen, not because he left as a free agent or forced his way out in a trade. This was the organization deciding this, and it stunned Luka Doncic as much as it stunned anybody else.
Third foul on Nembhard. Reeves shooting three. It's the second time he's been fouled on a three-point shot. He's got 17 points now. Lead back to 20. 3 minutes to go here in the first half.